Linking on my brain. Okay.
What's good, YouTube and Facebook gaming? It's your boy Titan87, and I'm back with another video. And I'm gonna take a few seconds out so you guys can hear what I gotta say. But on my YouTube channel, I have a Facebook gaming Titan87, just like on YouTube. So if you can go over there and follow and like the page, it'll be very appreciative. Thank you. Now let's get straight to the story time, and it's called UGD. Now, on this day that we had went up to Old Country Buffet, if you're not from Chicago and it's not there, Old Country Buffet is an all-you-can-eat place. Now, me and my homies, we was over there kicking it outside. You know, they was like, man, let's go to Old Country Buffet. Let's go get something to eat. So, you know, we all went and got some money. All my homies. It was Jay. It was D. It was Ace. It was B. I'm going to call the other one Lil D. And I'm going to call the other one Other B. I was going to Old Country Buffet. We got a ride up there. We was little ignorant kids, you know. We was the ones that was talking about each other. Man, yo, bitch, boy. That's why your hoodie musty, then boy. Stop playing me, boy. You know, that's why your mama don't love you. You know, you already know it's the little ignorant kids that was on the bus, man. You know how it went. But you know, we got the Old Country Buffet. We paid. We got in there. We up in there acting a fool. At first, everybody was out there eating their food. You know, the little plate competition. Man, I can eat more plates than you. No, I can eat more plates than you. So, you know, we having a little competition. Man, we got stuck on the 4th plate. Wasn't nobody eating all them plates, boy. We was out there. So by the time, well, let me backtrack right quick. The reason why a lot of them plates ain't get ate, because the ignorant kids was putting salt on stuff salt don't go in. They was putting pepper in your pop. So if you had like a Pepsi or a Dr. Pepper, anything dark, it was ugly for you. It was pepper in there, it was salt, and you would know it after you drink. So going to the bathroom was not a must, because if you went to that bathroom, oh boy, it was ugly for you. You was going to spit that all out, and it wasn't going to be good for you. But when we was on our way to Old Country Buffet, by the Brickyard. If you live in Chicago, you know what the Brickyard is. A little strip mall. They got all the stores in there. Back in the day, Toys R Us, Kids R Us, you know, where you go work out at, all that stuff, Target, food place, whatever, had all them up in there. So when we was passing there, before we got there, because I skipped that part like a dummy, but before we was passing, it's a park right next to that place, and it had a carnival. So we was like, man, when we come through, we just gonna run back to the carnival. So we ate, we did the dumb stuff. We was about to get kicked out anyway, because we was doing dumb ignorant stuff up in there we shouldn't been doing anyway. But as we left, you got to go across a big lot to get to the park. So you see everything. It's a big carnival. Rides, basketball shots, gunshots, all types of, you know, stuff you can do there. So we already said, man, we ain't finna spend no money in them, get on no rides. So, you know, we get up in there, we start playing basketball. Yep. When I say we was out there, bricky. I think they was cheating on that carnival, because I'm like, man, couldn't nobody hit a shot in that on them rims. I don't know if the ball was bigger than the little hoop or whatever. We ain't seen nobody win, but we spent a decent amount of money. And we all got okay shots. I ain't gonna say some of us was better than others, but I ain't gonna sit here and say like we was just trash. But Jesus, we was out there, brick, boom, ball over there, and then went into another place. So I gave up. I'm like, man, I'm not finna play that. I went over there and I had played this gun game where you had to shoot the targets or whatever. So I'm like, I'm just gonna play this. But as I'm walking away, you know, it's a whole bunch of dudes coming. But I ain't think nothing of it, because, you know, you at the carnival. But they started coming like monkeys and shit. Like monkeys. Like they was holding on to the poles of the rims. They was holding on to the back of the rides. They was behind the tents. They was all over. I'm like looking like, what the, you know? Because you ain't used to that. In the hood, you see something like that, you already know something finna go down. So all I'm still over there by the basketball rims trying to shoot. So I guess they gave up. Now, it was one little short Puerto Rican dude who rolled up. Now, I'm telling you, over there in that area in the Brickyard is mostly dominated by like Puerto Ricans and Mexicans. I couldn't tell them apart at the time, because, you know, I was young. They was all the same thing to me. You'd ask me, I'd tell them they Puerto Rican, but I found out they was Puerto Rican and Mexican. So I'm thinking they in a Puerto Rican gang. The little shortest Puerto Rican dude walks up to my homies and be like, "You Gee Dee?" And they looking like, "GD?" Yeah, "You Gee Dee?" Raise his shirt up. big fork on his chest. Now, what I didn't tell you at the beginning of the story, I ain't gonna tell you who's what's what. I ain't gonna tell you which one. But we had a couple foes, we had a couple GDs, we had a one vice lord. So when dude come raise his shirt up showing his chest, you GD, it kind of threw us off because we was like, man, what is this dude talking about? So he started like, you GD, you would think this man trying to sell a mixtape or somehow he was up in our face. So the two that was GD, they looked at him like, yeah, ooh, we GDs, what's to it? And he like, man, we thought you was vice lords because can't no vice lords come over here. Now, I just told y'all one of my homies was a vice lord. And we look at him like, don't say nothing. Because I'm trying to tell you, it looked like the scene off Lion King when all the hyenas came out of nowhere and they was on business. I'm talking about they was mean mugging. But the crazy thing about this was, he was the only Puerto Rican now. All the rest of the dudes was black. All of them was black. He was the only dude there, so he had to be running them because none of the black dudes never came and approached us, never said nothing. I'm talking about nothing. Now, I guess the dudes that was foes, they didn't really had nothing to say about that. They was just looking like, man, they ain't got nothing to do with us. But I'm trying to tell you, we still had that one homie, and he ain't no HO. I'm gonna just say HO because I don't want them to flag me. He ain't no HO, so he ain't gonna let nobody punk him. That was my little homie, man. He wasn't gonna let nobody punk him. So we was like, man, we just finna get out this situation. So they chopping it up with the GDs and they talking to him, whatever. So he said something. I don't know what this dude said, but he said something to them, and they all started bagging off. Like they started blending in with the dark, cause it got dark at that time. So they started fading to the rise and letting the poles go and bagging away. So we was like, man, we need to get up out of here because this ain't no good scene for us. All I know is he was like, man, you guys are cool with us and this and that, and you guys can come over here whatever you want. Let me tell you, F that. We ain't trying to hear none of that. We finna get out this situation and we finna leave. So he studied talk. We like, yeah, man, we finna go. This and that. Now, it's a viaduct over there. They not allowed to go across that viaduct. I don't know why. I don't know what's over there, but I know some of the other side's foes over there. So I guess they wasn't allowed over there. But long story short, we got up out of there. We got the moving, got the trucking and getting up out of there because we already know. You don't go into these people hoods not knowing where you going. But I'm going to tell you this. The lesson we learned, if we don't know what's over there, we ain't going over there. And I'm going to tell you one more thing. You GD, me GD too, because I'm getting up out that jam. Let me tell you, brothers. But with that being said, man, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm out. Peace, y'all.